fed up. All you people under 30 are going to get fed up with us old geezers going on and on about how bloody great the Clash were. As we get to 60, as we get to 70, we're going to get on and on about it. But it's not about the Clash, it's not about that band, it's not about those guys, it's not about those days. It's about that feeling that we had then. And all I wish is that you can find something in your life that makes you feel the way I felt when I was 19 years old and first saw the Clash. That's what I wish for you. You can find something like that, whatever it is. The reason they were important in my life, the reason why I'm standing here tonight is that when I was 20, I went to the first Rock Against Racism concert in London. It was 30 years ago this month in Hackney, in East London. We marched through the streets of London to this big park where the Clash played and lots of other bands. And at the time, I was working in an office, and most of the men that I worked with were older than me. I was the youngest person then. And these men, their language and their attitude was racist, it was sexist, it was homophobic, and it annoyed me, but I never said anything about it because I felt I was in a minority. So I kept quiet and felt bad, but never said anything. But that day, when I went on the march to see the Clash, and when I got into the park and saw 100,000 kids just like me, I realised that it was on this issue, the issue of discrimination, that my generation were going to make a stand. Just as the previous generation had made a stand on the Vietnam War, and before that on nuclear weapons, my generation would define ourselves in opposition to racism, to sexism, to homophobia, to any kind of discrimination. And that was an incredibly powerful feeling. When I left that park, the world was exactly the same. I went to the railway station, the train was the same. I went home, my mum made me my tea, it was the same. Everything was the same. When I went to work on Monday morning though, something was different. When I went to work and saw again these men, I knew that I was not in a minority, that I was part of a generation, and that's why I was different to these men. It was because I was going to stand up against racism, against sexism, against homophobia. And that's what had changed. The world was the same, but my perspective of the world had changed forever. So much did it change that it is the reason why I'm standing here now tonight, telling you this. And that's what rock and roll can do. Singer-songwriters cannot change the world, you know? And I think that's a good thing, because we do not want to live in James Blunt's world. Unless of course you're beautiful. But even then it's an annoying little bastard keep coming around telling you how beautiful you are, you'll eventually get fed up with it. The thing that you can do though, you can change the perspective of people in the audience. I know that because that's what happened to me. But a more important thing happened to me that you have to understand. It wasn't the Clash that changed my perspective. They took me and brought me to that place. It wasn't the speeches from the stage that changed my perspective, although they were inspiration. It was the audience that changed my perspective of the world. And being there with them together, feeling that I was part of something positive, something that was going to take up the challenge that was laid down by the fascists and the racists. Being part of that audience was the most important part of what happened that day. And that is the way it works, brothers and sisters. Only the audience can really change the world. singer-songwriters. Because our job is to bring us all together, to celebrate, to inspire each other, to cheer together, to sing together. That's important. That's important. But what is more important is what we do when we go from this place. That's the most important part of this process. Those of us who hope for a better world, who wish for a better world, how we deal with the difficulties of achieving that, feeling as an individual. Yet when we come together, we feel there's a power that we can use there. Our biggest enemy, though, our biggest enemy when we try ourselves as individuals to make a difference, our biggest enemy when we want to change the world, it's not capitalism or conservatism or even racism. It's something else that is behind these evil ideas. And this thing, our enemy, is cynicism. Cynicism is the thing that stops us, all of us, from engaging in the process of change, from carrying on. And it's much tougher. It's easy. It will be easy for you to say, the problem is the racists, the problem is the capitalists, the problem is the conservatives, because they're over there, they're our enemies. But it's the cynicism in our own hearts that we first have to overcome. The cynicism that says, I can't be bothered anymore. The cynicism that says, it's too hard. The cynicism that says, I give up and I want everybody else to give up. We have to overcome it. I have to overcome it in order to carry on doing this job. And that's the real challenge we face if we want to make the world better in a time when there seems to be no ideology. It's our own cynicism that we have to fight. And the way I do it, the way I fight my own cynicism, is I come out here every night and I look at you people, and I listen to you people, and I feed off your enthusiasm and your inspiration. And what overcomes my cynicism is a faith, and it is a faith in your ability to change the world. That is the faith that I have that keeps me doing this after 25 years. My belief in your ability to change the world. My faith in you. That's what this song is about. It's called I Keep